Well, got some brake stuff figured out again, and I figured, while it's here, I'll go ahead and figure out the running board situation. So on our Cadillac Escalade, we have the automatic running boards. When you open a door, they come out, and when you close the door, they go back in. It's kind of a nice feature. They light up, and they're actually pretty nice to have. Until recently, they stopped working. Well, the driver's side did. And I got some, was it graphite spray? And I sprayed the crap out of it, and they worked for a little while. And then they didn't. So I figured the pins must be gunked up. And I watched some videos on the YouTubes, and they go ahead and say, hey, go ahead and drill out some holes in this particular location, and you can grease the pin. Well, I looked at that. And it turns out the pin is actually captive in the center of where the mounts are. And I'm going to open my door, and you're going to see it working, actually. And I'll show you what I mean. Because I kind of broke a little plastic piece, a little deflector. I think I'm going to get some Flex Seal tape and just... But that's different. Anyway, switch you around. So that's cool. And so I'll go over here to the back one. And they go ahead and tell you to, I think, drill some holes in here, or maybe it's this one, or maybe it's on the back side. Where I'm getting at is the pin that goes from here to here is captive by the center support. And if you look closely, due to me taking it all off and cleaning it, there's actually a copper bushing there. And that is in all of these places. And what ends up happening is that actually is the pivot point in these areas. I actually took the running board off and soaked them in solvent and worked them back and forth. I actually took a pin out and pressed it all out of here. And then I realized it's not going to be too feasible for me to do that. So I just don't have the right tools. So I just took them in a bucket of solvent, maybe a different bucket of something else, maybe carb cleaner, where they use that bucket to clean those, would actually get inside here and do a better job. So what ends up happening is crap gets inside of here, and then it works itself into this copper bushing inside both these areas, and that makes it tough to move. So it's kind of a flat spot there, and I'm thinking to myself, I could probably go ahead and really clean that off, and it's underneath the vehicle, and just get some Flex Seal tape to kind of encapsulate that area. It's something that's probably got to be kind of like a maintenance thing during oil changes, or case it is, because it's just kind of plasticky tape, and there happens this big old wheel over here, and it's going to throw rocks and stuff at that. They do have a fancy little guard on them, but it only does so well. Like, it's not going to keep dust from getting inside here, so it rains, these get wet, dust goes inside there and clogs them up. And should I close the door, open it, leave it? I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, probably just leave it open. And so the area that actually broke off, it's all aluminum screws that hold this thing together. You can kind of see up here. I kind of grind them off, and I was going to retap them, and I was like, heck with it. And you can kind of see there I used the press right there, and then I realized, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and soak it. So it worked out well. And that all worked well, actually. So I was able to go ahead and get it all bolted up there, and I opened my door, and it worked, and it was all loose, and I figured, okay, great, I'll go ahead and tighten it all down. And then it didn't work again. So I'll swing you here, maybe that'll work. Kind of go up in here, kind of can't really see. There it is. That's actually a door shim, that white area. And what happens is over time, that mounting, it's only one bolt here and one bolt at the other end. That metal gets a little weak and it presses in, because this whole entire thing flexes up on that when you step on it. And thus makes it, it kind of moves the whole rail system that this thing's mounted on and makes it tough for this motor to do its job. So once I realized that I could open it and it operates the way it should, with it loose, I realized, well, how loose do I have to be for it to operate? And turned out not that much. So one of these little shims, Yeah, here. A door shim. It's kind of a thick metal. I don't know what the gauge is. I mean, you could figure it out. You could probably use a starter shim off of a Chevy 350 or something if you're clever enough. And so if your steps aren't exactly working, and it kind of happens suddenly, maybe give that a whirl instead of doing what I did. Because what I did was terrible. Don't want to ever do it again. Nope. Don't want to. So that's my tidbit on Rebuild Empire on the Cadillac Escalade today. Just a little video. My hat's all messed up. I'm dirty. My hands are dirty. But I got it working, and I'm really kind of happy about that. So, till next time.